I, like many Indigenous peoples, have empathy for her family and for her children. And in particular, I see the great outpouring of emotions for those who care very deeply about the monarchy and have it very close to their hearts.
But in the wake of Queen Elizabeth II's death, Indigenous Canadians are speaking out about the community's long-standing and deeply complex history with the monarchy.
For 70 years, the Queen ruled as the constitutional head of Canada. That's almost half of the time period Canada has existed. And during that time period has been some of the worst and most draconian violent policies in history.
And when it comes to the legacy she leaves behind,
Indigenous peoples. And Indigenous peoples have called out to the Queen during 22 national visits. Every single time the Queen was spoken to by Indigenous leaders, her ambivalence has led a very lasting and painful legacy in Indigenous communities.
Assembly of First Nations National Chief Roseanne Archibald tweeted, "As many mourn the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, let's remember that grief and accountability can exist in the same space simultaneously."
She's been a public figure that has really loomed large in the public imagination for a really long time. And so it's difficult not to feel like you know her and feel connected to her. It also feels a little bit like people are willfully ignoring the entire other part of her legacy.
While headlines have by and large focused on tributes to the Queen, her death has prompted a larger conversation.
We have a very mixed emotions. We have a full respect for the Queen, but at the same time, I think there is a future which could be a lot better.
As for the new king's ability to address Britain's wrongdoings, Niigaan Sinclair voices some optimism.
Last May, when then Prince Charles, now King Charles, was in Canada, he was traveling through the north, and he had the prime minister, he had media, he had the entire country watching. And what he did is he turned to Canada, he turned to the prime minister, and he said, "Listen to Indigenous peoples when it comes to climate change. They will be the ones that will guide the world out of this mess."
Shalima Maharaj, Global News.